Hello, dear friends. Some days the news is a chaotic jungle of information, very difficult to order and summarize, and today is one of them. Opinion piece. Preparing for a blackout. Something big is coming. Thousands of empty planes. Cyberattack exercise in Europe. Concrete wall at the White House. Cyberattacks against cryptocurrencies. We are at the most important part of the journey. Spain, European leader in economic inequality. Central banker resigns over trade scandal. Millions of workers disappear from the system. Inflation lowers the dollar, raises cryptocurrencies. Ethereum to dominate most transactions. Inflation reaches its highest level in 40 years. Uranium price rises on Kazakhstan and unrest. Negotiations on Ukraine reach impasse. Prince Andrew stripped of his military titles and royal patronage. General Flynn calls Nancy Pelosi, in quotes, a modern-day Pontius Pilate. Let's start. With shortages of food, fuel and goods, countries around the world are preparing for a blackout due to cyber attacks. The European Union will organize a large-scale cyber attack drill on supply chains. European governments will launch a large-scale simulation of cyber attacks against several member states later this week. Participants will face attacks on their supply chains and some spillover economic effects on other member states before having to coordinate public communications and diplomatic response. The aim of the 6-week exercise is to test Europe's resilience, strengthen preparedness and cooperation between member states, and improve the effectiveness of a joint response. Signs in sight. Banks around the world refuse to exchange physical foreign currencies. Planes grounded in many parts of the world. Thousands of empty planes in Europe. Thousands of empty planes will fly over Europe in the coming months if landing-free rules are not relaxed. A concrete wall is being built around the White House. As of Thursday, January 13, the Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C. will be closed to the public until further notice. On Friday, January 14, 2022, the government shut down schools for at least a week, and countries around the world are preparing for an impending blackout due to cyber attacks. Signs that something big is coming are in sight. You don't fortify the White House because you like the sight of a concrete wall. The world is heading to 0 hour. It sits on the brink of a new civilizational event of transformation. Will 2022 be a year of change or despotism? We are at the most important part of the journey. Consider this time a gift. Joining for this great awakening are the many people you have had the opportunity to meet, who you would never have met before, and who are part of our soul family. Whom we are finding others like us, and we do not feel alone. Concrete wall. Construction of what is believed to be a temporary concrete wall was spotted earlier in the week. The White House has not released any official statement on the construction work. Strange construction work on the White House grounds has left many people baffled after images surfaced on social media during the week showing the construction of a temporary concrete wall near the building. The fence is estimated to be about 3 meters high and made of reinforced concrete rails. The White House itself has not issued any official statement to explain the construction work, so netizens took matter into their own hands and quickly developed dozens of conspiracy theories. Economy. Inflation reaches its highest level in 40 years. Inflation set a 40-year record in December. Consumer prices soared 7% year-on-year. It is the highest since 1982 and sets the stage for the Fed to begin raising interest rates starting in March. Dollar plunges on inflation. The dollar fell to a 2-month low Wednesday against the basket of currencies after data showing an expected rise in consumer prices in December failed to offer fresh impetus for the Fed's policy normalization. Millions of workers disappear from the system. In 2021, millions of citizens quit their jobs or were forced out of their positions due to the implementation of various mandates. As a result, basic services are failing. Central banker resigns over trade scandal. Federal Reserve Board Vice Chairman Richard Clarida has announced that he will step down 2 weeks before his term expires. His recently amended 2020 financial disclosures generated speculation about possible insider trading. Spain, a European leader in economic inequality. Spain is the European Union country where economic inequality has increased the most during the crisis. Spain ranks fifth among the most unequal countries, behind only Bulgaria, Lithuania, Latvia, and Romania. Markets. Precious metal rise. Silver and gold rose after news that inflation rose to 7% in December. Analyst Steve Penny says the metals are signs that the Fed will not go ahead with tightening. He sees the Fed changing course, which will be more rocket fuel for gold and silver. Electric cars lift nickel prices to 10-year high. The price increase comes as other commodities such as copper and oil also rise. Lithium price threatens electric vehicle boom. Rising demand for key minerals for the energy transition, as well as supply chain issues, have driven the price of lithium to a record high, threatening to derail a decade of steady declines in the cost of batteries. Uranium price rises on unrest in Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, the world's leading supplier of uranium, has been rocked by nationwide protests for several days after demonstrators took to the streets to rally against rising gas prices. Russia withdraws troops from Kahatstan. The Russian-led Collective Security Treaty Organization has already begun the gradual withdrawal of the 2,000 troops that had been deployed in Kazakhstan in connection with the violent unrest in the country last week. Lebanon's roads blocked to protest rising prices. Lebanese truck and bus drivers and others blocked major roads in the capital and other areas on Thursday in protest at the failure of politicians to address an economic crisis that has sent the currency plummeting and prices soaring. Air France raises fares. Air France announced Monday a surcharge of up to €12 for airline tickets to offset the cost of using sustainable aviation fuel. International travel to recover soon. Air Asia CEO Tony Fernandez has said that the that worldwide travel is likely to recover strongly despite slowing process. Cryptocurrencies. More cyberattacks on cryptocurrency transactions expected. Cyber actors are expected to increase their technological capabilities to attack sophisticated cryptocurrency transactions in the future. Cryptocurrency prices rise on inflation. Bitcoin rose to its highest point in a week. Most of the leading alternative currencies also experienced increases. Ethereum will dominate more than half of all transactions. Ethereum remains one of the assets with the most progress and possibilities in this 2022 and beyond. It is immersed in a process that is expected to be completed in the first half of this year. Bitcoin's role in digital asset revolution predicted. A new report from the International Monetary Fund (IMF) suggests that crypto markets and stock markets have become increasingly interconnected across economies over time, raising concerns about financial stability. El Salvador loses money. The recent fall of the largest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, not only affected retail and institutional investors, but also a small nation, El Salvador, which adopted digital asset as a way to boost its impoverished economy. The country has purchased at least 1,391 bitcoins with public funds. Bolivia ratifies the prohibition of cryptocurrencies. The Central Bank of Bolivia ratified that cryptocurrencies are prohibited in the country and warned that users of these digital securities could suffer economic losses or scams. An analyst warns that the Bitcoin is heading towards an imminent death cross, an event feared by investors and which on previous occasions was a precursor to price collapses. New Zealand crypto market expert Luck Davis has warned that a death cross is about to appear on the Bitcoin price chart. He refers to an event that marks the point at which a short-term pullback turns into a longer-term downtrend. Cryptocurrency promotion takes Hollywood celebrities to court. An investor is suing several Hollywood personalities for their role in promoting the Ethereum Max cryptocurrency, which soared on its backing over the summer but tanked after the hype died down. Crypto ATMs questioned. A U.S. Government Accountability Office report suggests tightening registration requirements for cryptocurrency kiosks, which are blamed for a rise in human and drug trafficking cases. Mary Coin, the world's first LGTBI cryptocurrency. As of this month, the world of cryptocurrencies has one more. It is a cryptocurrency related to the LGBTI community, born in the heart of Chueca, the most diverse neighborhood in Madrid. ePound launched a risky business. The prospect of a digital version of the British pound used for everyday transactions could cause financial instability and damage privacy, according to a new report by a House of Lords committee. Facebook faces $3.2 billion class action lawsuit in UK. Social networking giant Facebook, now known as Meta Platforms, is facing a class action lawsuit with more than $3.2 billion in Britain over allegations that it abused its market dominance by exploiting metadata from the personal information of 44 million users. Polemics. Prince Andrew is stripped of his military titles and royal patronage. A U.S. court on Wednesday gave the green light to move forward with a lawsuit against the prince over an abuse claim brought by Virginia Giuffre. General Flynn calls Nancy Pelosi a modern-day Pontius Pilate, in quotes. Retired Lieutenant General Michael Flynn called House Speaker Nancy Pelosi a modern-day Pontius Pilate, in quotes again, for her alleged persecution of Donald Trump supporters. Havana Syndrome among U.S. diplomats in Europe. Numerous U.S. diplomats serving in Paris and Geneva have experienced symptoms matching with the mysterious ailment known as Havana Syndrome. Iranian female espionage ring in Israel. Israel's security service has dismantled an Iranian espionage ring composed of 4 women and 1 man, all Israeli citizens of Iranian origin, who collected confidential information in exchange for money. North Korea's reactions to new sanctions for launching ballistic missiles. North Korea warned Friday that it will have to react with more strength and security after the US imposed new sanctions for the recent ballistic missile test launches carried out by the Asian country. North Korea's way to combat fertilizer shortage surprises. North Korea has encouraged its citizens to use their own waste to make manure, as the agricultural sector struggles with a shortage of fertilizer for crops. Russia says Ukraine negotiation reaches dead end. Poland's foreign minister said Thursday that Europe risked plunging into war, as Russia said it was not yet giving up on diplomacy, but that military experts were preparing options in case the tension over Ukraine could not be diffused. Russia advises US on how to predict Ukraine invasion, following reports that Washington had enlisted weather experts to monitor conditions for an invasion of Ukraine. Russia has attacked the plan, suggesting officials would do better to hire astrologers rather than meteorologists. Afghan officials paid in wheat. The Taliban administration has announced that it is expanding its food for work scheme, under which thousands of public sector employees are paid in wheat instead of cash. Science and technology. China builds artificial moon, world's first simulator of its kind that can make gravity disappear. A team of Chinese scientists has built a research facility that simulates the low gravity environment of the moon. A strange metal. The so-called strange metals do not behave in the typical way of other metals when heated or cooled, deviating from the usual rules of physics. Scientists have discovered a new strange metal with behavior they don't seem to understand. Tesla's free energy. The brightest minds devised method of extracting energy from the world's ether to generate infinite and, more importantly, extreme cheap energy. For many years, the government kept its potential hidden, but now we want to share it with the world. The world's ether is the most powerful energy reservoir in the cosmos, capable of powering all the mechanisms around us. In other words, it's the medium through which light travels. Its multitasking capabilities make it the ideal and most creative solution to the world's energy problems. Geomagnetic storm. Geomagnetic storm warning. Possible impact Saturday night. According to the Space Weather Prediction Center, a G1 class geomagnetic storm is forecast to impact Earth on January 15th. The impact area would be mainly poleward, with 60 degrees of geomagnetic latitude. Weak fluctuations of the Earth's electrical grid could occur in this region. In space, a minor impact on satellite operations is possible. Elsewhere, Mother Nature may illuminate the skies farther south than usual. Minor G1 class geomagnetic storms are possible on January 16th, when a high-speed solar wind stream is expected to hit Earth's magnetic field. The gaseous material flows from a southern hole in the Sun's atmosphere. Arctic auroras could appear as early as January 15th. Solar explosion on the other side. Something just exploded on the other side of the Sun. During the early hours of January 12th, a huge plume of hot plasma jumped over the northeastern edge of the Sun. Shortly thereafter, a full halo coronal mass ejection emerged from the same location. If it had been in front of the Earth, the explosion would have caused shortwave radio blackouts, as well as a strong geomagnetic storm. The explosion site will turn toward our planet this weekend. Special week. Mid-January has great energies, with Mercury beginning retrograde and in square with Uranus, the Sun making an annual conjunction with Pluto at 26 degrees Capricorn, an emotional full moon in Cancer on January 18, and Uranus located direct at almost 11 degrees Taurus. This is a week of coming into high awareness, as well as understanding what is complete for you at the deep level of your being. Uranus is working with energies that began in the mid-2020s, and now you can see that something is a whole new light, including your own strength and ability to adapt to changes in the world. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, my very dear friends.